My name is Ashton. I'm from Aotearoa, from New Zealand. I'm not in the traditional jazz scene. I'm not like deep in the bebop, old school kind of stuff. I'd say I'm more surrounded by people like Reuben James, people like Dexter, Hercules, kind of on the more contemporary jazz meets hip hop meets soul music, neo soul thing that people like to use. You know, I don't really like to use that term because too many Instagram guitar players be using it. So basically I came to London a couple of times in the last 2.5 years. I played the London Jazz Festival with a great artist, Diva Mahal, who is the daughter of Taj Mahal, the famous blues guitar player. So I did a lot of work with her. I was her kind of band director for her European group. And so she brought me to London a lot. I really didn't like London at first. To be honest, big city. I come from a small place with like tight community and an ocean right next to you. This has neither. So I wasn't infatuated with it at all at first, but then after coming back here and getting shown around by the right people, I realized there was a huge amount of potential for me here, and also the smells of the city, the fast pace, the like, I don't know, it's just everything about the city has a thing, you know? So I wanted some of that in me and in my music. There's an amazing melting pot here in London at the moment, and it's exciting to see what's happening and what, you know, the way that people are taking from the past and actually making something new, you know? It's not just people trying to repeat what's been done, and that's not what jazz is to me. Jazz is something that is to grow from, you know? And people like to stay in these boxes of, oh, you know, this is bebop, and if you're not playing bebop, then it's not jazz. And it's like, well, I don't believe that that's what jazz is. It's freedom of expression, and it should be growing constantly. Yeah. So here I am now, a year later. I've put 3 singles out. I have my own signature guitar that's been built for me. So my guitar that I usually play is a 1971 335. So that's pretty much my baby. That everything about that guitar was home, and every day I picked it up, it got better. You know what I mean? It was one of those kind of instruments that there was never a dull day. So I needed something that was going to match that kind of sound-wise, but be a bit more balanced, because the 335, the way it's designed, the neck's quite flimsy and I've broken the neck 3 times here on my 335. So yeah, I just needed something that was going to be more of a rock in my life. So this instrument we designed from scratch. Usually James makes smaller instruments. So this is not as big as a 335, but kind of midway between 335 and Les Paul. It's semi-hollow. I'm using bare knuckle pickups, another UK brand, and I mean everything. I mean the ebony fretboard, all of the aged chrome, the woods. It's very simple. I don't have any push-pull pots. I don't have any of this carry-on, because I just wanted to keep it simple and straight. Yeah, so it's a beautiful instrument, and the color is red because I love the color red. I've been doing a huge amount of production with big trap stars, and I have a gold record with a guy called Rod Wave, which I wrote the piece, and So that's exciting, and then that kind of opened up a huge amount of doors for working with these famous people, you know, and writing with them and trying to get my sound to the rest of the world. You know, people hear it and go, oh, that's that dude, you know? Like, so Santana, you know? As soon as he bends one note, not to say that I like him or dislike him, but as soon as he bends one note, you know it's him, right? He's got that kind of rolled off, warm sound that people know. It's like Hendrix, or like Clapton, or any of these kind of greats of guitar, like guitar greats. They have a sound and they have a language. When you get into the jazz world, it's the same. You know, you got your Schofields, you got your Mike Stearns, you got your Pat Metheny's, you got your George Benson, Wes Montgomery, Grant Green, Joe Pass. All these guys have a sound. They have a language, and that was something that I always aspired to. But then it was something that the greats were always, they were like, you're not gonna find it whilst looking for it. You know, it's gonna come to you with years of writing, with composing, arranging, learning, just being open, you know, being open to learn all the time. And that's how you're gonna kind of find your own sound. So that was a huge influence on me. I've got an EP coming out that's called Ungrounded. It's based upon, you know, just not really having a sense of home and being like, what is home? A huge amount of it came from 1-minute clips, you know, like say Instagram things that I've written and put together. And then I'm like, okay, well, 1 minute is not enough to talk about something, you know, like whether it's musically or just on a personal level. Yeah, there's so many people who have been a part of this. I mean, Louis Baker's on the record. I have a singer, Lilo Gold. She's going to be featured. David Shorty, a great drummer who has been playing with Shaka Khan, called Kaz. A great bass player. I would say call him the future Pino. Benjamin Marault. Yeah, so most things were recorded on the Rotosound Ultramag strings. I used them for about 79% of recording of the EP. Yeah, there were a couple of things that were recorded pre using these strings, but yeah, like pretty much everything I re-recorded, mainly because I wanted to get everything a bit tighter and have things cleaner, you know, you put drafts down. But the greatest thing I found about the Ultramag string was every time I restrung the instrument, once the strings start to deaden a little bit, I really liked that dead sound. But I've kept the strings on for a long time, and that dead sound almost adds to my flavor. So I really enjoyed that.